this session. One important area where you need to work on is like AI. Artificial intelligence nowadays is doing wonder. Okay, for your entire presentation, I need not to think a lot. The only thing is like I was using an application called as Chat GPT. Now Chat GPT gives you everything wonderfully. It will create everything a detailed one. So simply what you can do is generate some outputs from these AI tools, see whether they make any sense. If it is relevant, you can use it for your conduct of your workshop. Okay, like let me tell you one thing. Let's say I'm actually trying to approach a sponsor. I'm trying to ask them a question, like would they like to join my event for a sponsorship? So I'm going to tell them what type of benefits can they expect from my session. You see, I can ask ChatGPT to generate an invitation letter. So once that invitation letter is generated, I don't expect any grammatical error in it. I'll simply read the letter and will try to re-edit some of the paragraphs where I feel it is important, and will simply make sure that my letter is ready in 2 minutes and editing is done in another half an hour or so. And once it is like in an hour time, I can create a letter which can be sent to, let's say, 500 to 1000 companies in one shot. Now you see, when it is going to 500 companies, let's say only 1% of that particular lot is going to revert back. So if it is 50 people reverting back to my initial query, so it is highly possible that out of 50, maybe 5 or 7 people are actually ready to finance my event. Okay, financing is all depending on what type of budget estimate you do have. Now you see, for this you need to understand your event well. You need to understand your session well. What type of costing may be incurred, like media publication may require you to pay something. Let's say you are trying to give refreshments to participant, you're trying to give them certification, you're trying to take a room on rent, or like let's say business hall on rent to do this. Okay, or it may be a resource person cost that you have to pay from your pocket. So all these things, because you cannot charge it to your target audience, because they may not be in a position to pay it off from their pocket. So you see, you can have both the models. You charge it to your audience if they are able to pay. If they are not able to pay, bring in a sponsor. So you see, both ways you are going to be paid for your job. Not only this, if you're putting up your hard efforts, time, everything, you see, you should also charge something for yourself, for your services. Okay, so in this way, you can actually, because your cost sheet is ready, your costing is ready, you know what are you supposed to spend on your event, where are you going to spend this money. So once you have a budget sheet, you have a cost sheet, you can showcase it to your financer, and you see, more or less, you're going to get 80 to 90% of financing very easily done. And if one person is not able to sponsor you totally, you can go for multiple sponsors too. Look into their theme, the area where they are interested in financing, and you see, plan their event. You see, this is called as reverse engineering. So don't do anything of your own. What I'm saying is, see what is the need of art. Like it is like it can be evaluated in two ways. One, look into the sponsorship giving companies website, what are their requirements, so that you plan something in line to their requirements and you get funding directly very easily. Second way of doing it is, go into the target audience wherever you would like to plan this thing. Take a survey, do a survey from your target audience, like what type of sessions, workshops would they like to do. And you see, if you are able to get some good response from them, that response will help you to finalize your theme of your session. Once your theme is ready, your session is ready, you see what you can do is like simply you can go ahead with the same, plan it, bring in a trainer, bring in a sponsor, bring in your, like you see, brochure, promotional material, media coverage, bring in everything. You see, I'm sure that with the type of like activeness you people do have, the type of connect you people do have, and this is like, you see, usually when we go into a village, it is a very small village level event, but right now it is a global event which is happening. Now you see, you are from different
Sir,
places.
sir, the
Yes,
slide is not moving. Sorry for cutting you off. Sir, you are not reading the comment section. The slide is not moving.
just a minute, the slide is not
Yeah,
moving.
sorry for cutting you.
Noted,
Yeah,
noted,
sure.
noted. You see, there were certain points which I just made, they were not there covered in this slide. Hence, I was speaking to you like this. Okay, so when I'm
Okay,
changing this
okay.
slide, a book is showcased to you. This book is actually
Okay.
coming up in maybe a next month time, where we are trying to cover. You see what I'm doing? I'm telling you my strategy. I'm doing events in
Okay.
villages with the team of students, and then whatever they're doing there in these events, we are going to cover everything in the form of a booklet. Now what I'm doing is, again, this is a type of media promotion. You come up with a book, you bring in all those events into your book. It makes you, like, it makes you a author of a particular book or editor of a book. Now you see, I'm here open for any question and answer that you have. I expected to deliver up to 10, 20, I suppose. And you see, this is my last slide. Any one of you having any question, you can ask. Now I'm going to do is, like, I'm going to go to Google Meet platform where I can see your chat messages. And if you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you for that splendid and understandable presentation. And the floor is open for questions and answers. So what you need to do is the same. We follow the same procedure. You raise your hand, you be recognized, and ask a question. So the floor is open onto everyone. But first, be recognized before you ask your question. Okay, we start with Seku. Yeah, Seku, come you can ask your question. Seku. Okay.
My
Seku,
question.
hello, Seku.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Seku, please state your
Are you
question
getting
for
me?
the part. Yeah, please
Yes,
state
yes,
your
you are
question,
audible.
please.
Hello.
Okay, yes,
Can I
ask your
speak now?
question. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. My, my question have to do with like organizing or meeting. Like you earlier said that you can charge the participant if the participant cannot afford paying for the meeting and you find a sponsor. In that case now, if you find a sponsor, what will be the benefit of the of you that organizing the meeting if the sponsor like sponsor the meeting to be host? What would be your own benefit in the process?
Okay, I got your
Thank
question.
you.
Okay, can I answer your question now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, noted. You see, I tell you one thing. When I'm calling in the sponsor, you see what is going to happen. I'm actually planning an event, organizing it, bringing in resource person, bringing in audience. Everything is done by me. Okay, but finally, what I'm doing is, like, I'm bringing in a sponsor who is going to take over this entire event, and actually, he's the person who is going to give me finance. So when I'm getting finance, what it means, I can charge for my services. You see, I tell you, my normal charge for a 2 hour session is 5,000 rupee. Minimum is 5,000 and it can be more than this. So my point is, I feel when it is an event which is being planned by a group of students or faculty coordinators, you see, you can have your own costing too. Not only this, when I'm writing my CV and I'm preparing my resume, I can always mention the name of the sponsors. Like, these are the companies like whom I have collaborated on different projects. You see, individually I cannot go to beyond a particular certain height. So it is always important to bring in big names. Now maybe this time, you see, I tell you one thing. When I'm doing it at individual capacity in different villages is a very small event. If you need to get a pan country presence or recognition, it is important you bring in people who are actually not directly involved in your event, but they are financing it. So you get their logo, you get their punchline, you can use their names, brand names, to bring in more of participation and active media coverage. Hope you're getting my message.
Gradually.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we move to Stephen. Stephen, ask a question. Please, Stephen. Stephen Perman, ask a question.
Okay, thank you very much for your powerful presentation. Please Stephen Bernard from Liberia. You did mention about donors. So, how can I be in contact with a donors? Like for someone who, I haven't met before to like trust me and maybe be able to finance my project or initiative. How can I be in contact with a donors?
Very good, very nice question. Stephens, I tell you honestly, very true. When you're asking me a question and you're saying ki, like, it is very tough to convince donors and sponsors to finance your event. Why? Because you don't have any background. I tell you one thing. I'm working in a university. Okay, I'm working with a team of students who are from the same university. So you see, you need to start formally by creating a group. So when you create a group, you register your entity. You see, you need to create this thing on social media too. Create your presence. Like I'm doing this event for last 12 years. So last 12, 13 years, whatever I'm doing, after my event is done, I'm putting on onto social media page. So if someone is asking me, is it a new entity? No, I can showcase it to them on my Facebook social media page. Now you see, I am using the name of my university when I'm going forward for any event. I'm going to use the name of some of the big reputed agencies like Securities and Exchange Board of India. I told you they are the regulator in India. They are regulating capital market, a very big entity. Now, you see, that's why what I said is like individually you will not be able to reach anywhere. But when you collaborate, you bring in a collaboration. You see, maybe initial first few sessions you do it without any recognition, but sooner or later you will find a platform which is a bigger platform, and maybe some reputed caretaker may take you up and will associate with you, and there onwards you see it is not only you, and a bigger entity is there in place. Now what I'm saying is create a trust, create a NGO. You see, don't do it in individual capacity, create a formal entity and then go ahead, because many a times you'll find that government is bringing in money and they want people to initiate such certain activities like this. For this, if you are working in individual capacity, no one is going to consider you. But if you do have a formal body where you have a group of friends together with same aligned objectives where they would like to contribute something for society. Now according to your objective or the theme of your this particular association, you see, you'll start getting recognition and funding. It is not an easy job. First is like you need to start from somewhere. You may do couple of events with your own money, but sooner or later, when you bring in more of sponsors, more of extra participants, even trainers, I tell you one thing, what you can do. Now you see, when you're planning an event, you call your resource person from a, like let's say, agency. I tell you, I'm not the speaker in every session that I'm doing. So I used to call in some of the experts from banks. So when I'm calling in as someone who is from a bank, this same fellow will help me to get this funding. He is going to tell me the inside secrets of their institution, whether they do have any money for sponsoring such type of events or not. Now you see, what is important here is licensing. When you have your licensing with good people in market, they'll guide you how you can step forward. How can you get your funding? How can you get your resource person free of cost? You see, I tell you one thing. Honestly, this is with my experience, I'm telling you. There are so many people who are willing to learn. Yani they can act as a participant. There are so many people who are willing to act as a trainer or a resource person. Like I offer you, all of you, there are 20 people here in this session. I can offer you that if any fine day you propose me for a session, I'm always open for it. I'm always open for it. Ki like you come, you have a like just a small formal chat with me, and I'm always be very happy to see if I can join your session as a freelance speaker without charging you much on it, without any charge. You see, there are so many people in industry who are willing to go to such platforms. So you get free sponsor, you get free audience, you get free venue. Your society caretakers will give you this support free of cost. And then you see, when everything is ready, just to cut the cake, you see some sponsor will come in for sure. They have money, they don't know how to use it. I tell you, companies are there where they have money, but they don't have manpower to do these events. But if you plan an event and propose them, you see, I tell you, if it is not in 500 company, you're getting one of your sponsor, you apply to 1000 companies. Maybe first few years will be tough, but later on everything will be very smooth because you already built up some of your networking. I hope this answers to your query. Stephens stephens are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you very much. I just texted you, so I don't know if you can help me with your email. I actually want to be in touch with you. I'm actually interested in this particular lecture for tonight. Thank you.
Sure. I'm going to share my email ID. You can also approach the organizing team. They are always open. Like they'll be sharing you my details if you want. Is there any other question from any other participant in this session?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think Lucini is here. So, Mr. Lucini Tatawale, you're welcome.
Okay, okay. Noted, noted. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. My name is Lucini Talawale. I'm from the lovely professional university.
Okay,
So I
nice.
want to know if you have a seminar or a workshop and you want to invite high profile official like a government official that is in a high rank in the government to share that expertise with your audience.
Hmm.
So how can I convince this high profile official to attend my events?
Okay, okay, okay. You see, I tell you one thing. When we are there in a university, I tell you honestly, most of my connections they have been developed over time. I'm there in this university for last 15 years. Okay, and you have some of the social media platforms like you have LinkedIn, you have your own LPU alumni uh, web page where you can join and you can see how many seniors of yours they are working in different countries at different profiles. Okay, what happens is like maybe directly when you approach to someone unknown, they are not going to accept your offer, but if you go through some reference recommendation, things will be accepted very fast. I tell you one thing, whenever I look at my target audience for doing an event, I look into the need first. Once need is identified, I know what topic is to be delivered. Then I go into the that particular domain to see who are the all best shots. I tell you one thing. In we do have a website called as Research Gate. Okay, you will find experts on different domains in this website called as Research Gate. So you search the theme on which you're working on. It may be biosciences, it may be pharmaceutical, it may be any other domain that you'd like to have. What you can do is like just simply connect to them by creating a profile of yours. When you write to them, I tell you, 100 times when you write to 100 people, they all will not revert back. But there is a high chance that at least 5, 7 will revert for sure. I've tried it during my research project. So when I'm writing it to like I'm supposed to get some responses from certain experts, what I do, I write a mail which is a customized mail and will start posting it to people 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 20, 30 people every day for 1 week. So what I'm doing is like I'm sending it same message to approximately 200 people, and you see you'll get random reverts. Random revert will tell you who are the right people to approach. Rest lot is busy, they'll not revert back. And you see what I'm saying is, instead of going after one particular person because that fellow is very senior, he is governor, he is prime minister. You see, if you go a decade back in same university LPU, we were not expecting many such events. Now you see in LPU itself, you are conducting so many events where governors, you see ambassadors, foreign ambassadors, they are coming in as a chief guest. Now you see, if it is possible in LPU, is because of someone's positivity, thought process, creativity, and their vision, how they can approach these people. You see, I'm inviting you now, but because of your busy schedule, you may not be able to give me time. But there is something like you are noting it down somewhere that I approached you in 2012. Again, I'm approaching in 2013, 14, 15, 16. It is a long journey. Maybe in 2022, I'm getting your chance. Like I'm getting a chance where I can invite you again. Now, you see, when you're coming in into my session, you're going to make it public that I'm after you for last 1 decade, and it is not easy to get time. Okay, what I'm saying is keep on putting up your efforts. Do not lose hope because they are not able to revert back to you. So keep working hard, and it is not an easy job. Was last 12 years, what I'm saying, last 15 years in LPU. Prior to this, it was a banking experience of mine. You see, journey is never easy. You'll always be struggling in organizing your four factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. But you see, your positivity is only going to take you forward. So if one governor is not listening, ask the close competitor of the same person. The moment you give media coverage to the first event, others will also would like to join your event. Hope this makes some sense to your question, which is actually a very, very grounded question and very, very relevant one.
Yes, bro.
Okay, thank you for your question. Anyone else would like to ask anything?
Yeah, Khalifa, please mute yourself. Khalifa, please. please be muted. Khalifa, please mute yourself. Uh, please remove Khalifa for a minute, please. Timide, if you are there, please. Oh, okay, thank you very much. Okay, Alusin, your still raised. Do you want to ask question again? Okay, I think that's it. So, sir, we want to say thank you very much on behalf of the Liberian Man Builders Organization. Okay, I think we still have questions, sir. So, just allow us for at least maybe 10 to 15 minutes because I'm seeing everyone hands is up. So, we start with Uriah. Uriah, next we go to
Uh,
Madusu. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing anywhere. Yeah, Uriah, you can continue.
Okay, good afternoon. I say from my end. Okay, thank you so much for the program, and I love the speaker presentation today. I want to say thank you for your presentation. Okay, my mind is drawn to just a little question. I want to know what measures wanting to take in order to build a good collaboration in an organization, an entity, or business institution. What measures wanting to take in order to have a good collaboration in his or her organization.
Sorry, can you make your question? Can you write your question in chat
Are you
box?
guys hearing me?
Yes, you are audible, but I feel like
Sir, did
voice
you understand
clarity.
the question? Yes, Uriah, just yeah, Uriah, just write the question because the network is kind of bad. So can you please write your question in the comment section, please?
Okay, okay,
Or maybe you change your location and come back. Yeah, okay.
okay.
Madusu, you can ask your question. Hello, Madusu, are you there? Okay, then we move to Abraham Fanin Kamara.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Mr.
Yeah, thank
Kamara, you
you.
are
My name
welcome.
is Ibrahim Malik Kamara, and
Okay, okay. Nice to hear you.
in India at the Ludian College of Engineering Technology. So my question has to do with, firstly, I want to thank the speaker for the splendid deliberation, and my question has to do with uh, the issue about partnership. Yes. So in terms of partnership, as young people
हाथ आ गया
coming
उसका.
up with different institutions, and then similar goals, with similar aims and objectives, what would you recommend when it comes to partnership? That is one. The second one has to do with portion. You talk about the issue about getting 100 participants and in line with sponsorship. I did not get that clear. You a little bit faster. So I want you to please repeat that particular portion that has to do with
आप इधर आ जाओ ना.
100
मारेंगे
participants,
मम्मी.
100 or more participants and in line with sponsorship. So I want you to please repeat that particular
सुन,
a particular
मैं
portion. Thank
बोलूँगा
you very much.
मेरे से बात कर अफ्रीका से. Thank you again. You see, you raised a point which
Sir,
I
did you
was.
get the question?
Yes, yes, yes. I got his question. Actually, there are a couple of questions in this particular one question. Now, what I'm able to figure out, I'll try to express. And if something is left out, just you can post me a text message in chat. I'll be able to pick up those points too. Now, you see, what is happening here is I created a situation in this presentation where I said, let's say we are doing an event, minimum participation expected is 100, and sponsor is saying if you don't bring in minimum 100 people, you will not be funded for your event. So there are sometimes you find sponsors who are very strict in terms of participation numbers. Now what I propose is, like, in such type of events, what you try to do is, like, instead of 100, try to bring in 200 or a bigger number. Because when you plan for a bigger number, what I'm saying is, you try to bring in a bigger number, invite more people, make sure you are ready with your 100 participants, because if it is less, let's say you are given a target of 100 and you are only able to achieve 50. Okay, and in that case what is going to happen is your entire sponsorship is gone. So they are not going to pay you balance money. Maybe they paid something upfront, so that is the only thing that you are going to get. The second installment of the payment is not going to come into your pocket. So you need to be ready for certain situations like this. Be ready. You have to accept certain losses on certain points. But I am telling you honestly, this is going to be there. You will make profit in certain events, you will have certain losses in certain events. But because right now we don't have a credibility, we need to start from somewhere. But once you are done with 20, 30, 40 events, and then you are going to go to sponsors, you see they will not be able to put in such stringent norms. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing which I said is, I picked up from your discussion is how it means how to collaborate with people. I tell you one thing, I'm in a university which is a very competitive university. In my department I can see there are 18 people who are sitting in with same specialization. So if I bring in my idea in public, so it can be very easily replicated very fast. So what you need to do is like, you need to retain your niche is your specialization. Keep working on developing your specialization over time. You have to do everything of your own, I tell you. You see, if you try to bring in a team and your team members are doing every element of collaboration, so it is your loss. Why? Because you see, you don't know how they are doing it over time. So if you're doing it yourself, you know the entire process. So actually it is actually a trust game, where you need to bring in some people from different specializations altogether. Okay, and then we can have something meaningful. So you see, I'm telling you trainer. So I'm a trainer for Securities Exchange Board of India. Now you see, they don't have many trainers in my city. They'll prefer to have only one person per city. Maybe they are keeping one person per state. So in that case, once I am appointed at the as the first person in state, I am not worried now. Why? Because I am on their roll. So for next 5 years, 10 years time, I'm going to do the same job. So once you are on roll, you can make it public. But till the time things are not materializing, so you see, you need to keep everything under carpet. Do it confidentially, and once it is approved, then you can make it public. And with your recognition, you see, you will get wider recognition in market. Now, this is what was there. With what I felt, these are the two questions were raised by our previous participant. Let me read one more question in chat box. What measures one need to take in order to have good collaboration in organizations of business? Maybe this is the same thing. Now, you see, collaboration, good collaboration, very good. You see, again, one important part is like, maybe it is possible that this year I got your money, I got your sponsorship, event went well. Maybe I'm not able to retain this relationship for long. No calls, no mails. Now you see, this is going to affect your relationship. Next year again, when you're going to come back to them, they may not treat you well. So point is like, when you are able to get some sponsorship from market, what you need to do is like, you need to nurture this relation over time. Maybe on their birthday, on their annual fest, maybe whenever there is an occasion, any festival going on, try to send them any greetings, so that they know you, they remember you, they are in touch with you, and will for sure, you see, you do it for a couple of years, then it is a family. Actually, you are adding them into your family. So you'll expect it for that. How you treat them, they'll treat you in return. And you see, over time you'll bring in a big network, and this network will pay you. You need not to run to anyone, you need not to struggle. They'll refer your case to everyone. Hope this makes sense. And thank you for my question is, what are the steps and criteria for seeking for successful sponsorship and partnership? You see, bring in an event with initially bring in an event without any profit motive. Try to do some good events. Once your events catches public attention, you see, now you're a little bit more popular. Now let's say there is a session right now going on. Can we make it live on YouTube side by side? You see, when you do it, more people are listening to you. They are watching out the organizers. They are looking into their strategies. So maybe possible that you also will get some chance. You may be getting a direct call from a sponsor or a organizing team. They may not have an expertise in your subject area, so they may rely on you. So it is always a collaboration. It is a two-way process. What why you see in my case, why I'm joining this session is to understand how these online sessions are possible in countries like African subcontinent. Okay.